Good evening. I call to order the 800th meeting of the City of Laurel's Historic District Commission. The qualifications of the members of the commission, the staff to the commission, and any consultants used are on file with the city and are hereby made a part of each and every application heard today. The guidelines and procedures adopted by the commission are also made a part of each and every application. Each application heard today is considered on its own merits and is not to be considered as establishing a precedent for any other application. Madam Secretary, please call the roll. Chairman Hayes. Here.
Mr. Cocoon. Council President Les.
Here.
Mr. DiLorenzo.
Here.
Mr. Dyer.
Here.
Ms. McSaney.
Here.
Ms. Lubinecki.
Here.
And we do have a quorum.
Thank you. We have the minutes on agenda item number 2 from the regular HDC meeting held on March 21st, 2017. Do we have any corrections or additions or subtractions?
I move we approve the minutes from our regular meeting, March 21st, 2017.
Second.
Madam Secretary, we have a motion to accept the minutes by Ms. McSaney and a second by Ms. Lubinecki.
Ms. McSaney.
Yes.
Ms. Lubinecki.
Yes.
Council President Les.
Yes.
Mr. DiLorenzo.
Abstain.
Mr. Dyer.
Yes.
Chairman Hayes.
Yes.
And the motion carries.
Thank you. Agenda item number 3 is HDC 034-2017 for 320 Montgomery Street, submitted by Danielle Jones, Power Home Remodeling Group, requesting approval to remove and replace 9 windows on the sides and back of the house with 9 white vinyl windows. And there are details that I'll have the homeowner tell us about. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, sir. How are you?
Great. Thank you for coming tonight.
I'm Jim Penrose, owner of 320 Montgomery. Just moved into the neighborhood February of this year. Used to live in Laurel 11 years ago, so back home. We're just going ahead and replacing several windows in the home, mainly because we've got some severe leaks and the weather's coming in on us, so we had to go ahead and do that and prioritize these 9 first. Not on the front of the house. There's going to be 3 on one side of the house, several windows in the back, a casement with 2 sidings, and then 2 double-hung windows on the east side of our house, but they also face the rear. None of these windows that I'm proposing that we replace have the grids on them. They're double-hung without the grids. Only, some of them did originally have grids on them, but they were like kind of half and half. They had been replaced previously to me moving in. And, our rationale was to try to keep the cost down as we just moved into the home. And we're trying to, just get everything back into a status where, we're kind of able to keep the heat in or the heat out in the, in the summertime and the cool in with air conditioning and whatnot. So, can I answer any questions for you on the application and what we're trying to do?
So the windows, I do notice that they have a 6/, it seems the most common is a 6/6 pattern here on the existing windows.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hodgepodge, but yeah, 6/6 is the most common, yes.
Okay. And so usually we like to have a replace in kind. And it's more than likely, looking at the houses there on Montgomery Street that are similar, that the 6/6 is probably the original grid pattern.
I believe that was the original grid pattern, yes. Some of the first window on the, I guess it's the west side of the house here, on the main overview photo, that one doesn't have any grid pattern on it currently. So I guess it had been previously replaced from the original window.
And they obviously didn't come before the Historic District Commission.
No, yeah, time-wise, these are older windows, yeah.
I think these look like they're probably replacements, but my guess is that they're, since the HDC started in '76, that it's possible that the house has been before. And my guess is that the requirement for the replacement would have been to put in the grids with the 6/6 for to keep with compatibility both with the house's style and with the neighborhood style. I'm familiar with the neighborhood, and I frankly am very concerned at your request to not do any grids in here. That's really a material change in the whole look of the windows, particularly on the side. The back, obviously, that's a replacement picture window with a casement, which is of some concern. But those are obviously not old original windows. But on the side, those are going to be very visible from the street. And while all of us who owning older homes, we understand that when you move into a new home, but we're talking about something that's going to be affecting the neighborhood probably 20, 30 years at least. So I have some serious concerns about not having the grids in there.
Yeah, the only, we did talk about the grids in the windows, and there was a cost associated with upgrading to the grids. They were additional features. So, I'm financing it within a certain dollar amount, and that's the financing I was able to secure was for the proposed solution.
So, but even the regulations that we talk about, we don't want grids to go in where there weren't grids before, but at the same point, we don't want grids taken out where there already was a grid pattern. I mean, that's kind of one of the benefits of you being able to apply for a tax credit is that some of the costs associated with having to do a little bit more perhaps to make something happen can be offset by the fact that you're able to apply for a tax credit for that and not do what we need kind of offsets the benefit of having that tax credit in there, which is designed to encourage keeping the original design in the house.
I can certainly go back and understand, again, and review the pricing difference to figure out if it's going to be affordable for us to make that change.
Mr. Chairman, who was the doctor that was there before Dr. Delatorre, Sonny?
I'm sorry?
Who was the doctor that was in the house before Dr.
Delatorre?
Before Delatorre.
Before Delatorre.
Weaver?
Yeah, okay. So Dr. Weaver, he was probably the one that replaced a lot of these windows initially. Okay, and they added the addition on the front, so there was a waiting room area.
Right.
Okay. I don't remember how many windows, I didn't count them when I looked at the house. But you got more than I got 33.
Yes.
That I have to replace soon. The tax credit is, how much is it, 10%?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. When I looked at, this, the windows, they all offer a grid pattern as an option. And it's got to be on the margin because they're not true divided lights. Okay, they just put a grid in there and that's it.
Yeah, it's inside.
Okay, so I think, I would think that the credit will at least provide the offset for the additional cost of the grids. Okay, that's my comment on the windows. I think all the windows in the house, and I wasn't here because I've only been here, I'm a newcomer. I've only been here for 47 years. But I imagine that the windows that were replaced were either 6/6 or they were 2/1. A lot of the homes that were built in this area were 2/1, which is a true divided light type of window. So again, I think you need to consider, as you replace the windows, and I'm sure you're going to have to replace them all eventually, going to the 6/6. The only other question I had, you're going to use the wicker colored aluminum for the gutters and the downspouts?
That's right.
Okay, so it'll all be, you're going to replace them all this time?
Yes, we're replacing all of the gutters.
Okay. And that's a lot of roof up there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, where does the water go that comes off the roof?
We have it going to the back side of the house. There's two sets of gutters. Let's see. There's really three main sets of gutters, right? It's going across this parking pad that you see here,
Right.
on the side of the I guess it's the east side of the house, yeah, the west side of the house, and we're going to put extenders on that to get it over the collapsible kind that expand when there's water in it, and we're going to put those on to get it over into the grassy area.
Okay, but it's not rolling into the next yard.
It is not.
Okay. There used to be a pool behind that house.
There is a
Still
pool there. Yes, sir.
Okay. You don't want the water going in the pool. My son has to fight that at his pool. He has to empty water out of the pool.
Yeah, the runoff is too much for it.
That's correct.
Yes.
So again, I think the wicker is a good choice. Everything white, my wife would tell me, everything white doesn't look good.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So again, I applaud you for the, and this will be the stuff they bring the truck and bend it right on site, is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah. Well, actually, we got a rep here from Power.
Yeah, he's shaking his head.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay,
Yep.
so the gutter runs will all be seamless. Okay. All right, that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
So before we, I guess, move to a motion, would you be amenable if we approve it with the 6/6?
I think I'll be able to figure this out. So yes, if you approve it with 6/6, I'll go back and figure out how to work the financing to make that happen. And of course, I might be able to reclaim something along the way. Maybe I'll drop one of the windows for now and do it next time or something like that.
And I'd also like to make a suggestion on the big picture window in the back. That one maybe not necessary to have the dividers on the sides of
Now,
that
he's going to
one.
put a casement in there, right?
So that's going to be, okay,
like
so
a
that's
totally
going to be,
different-
that's going to be just one big window, okay.
There'll be
All right,
casements on the side that crank open.
Right, I mean,
Okay, I got you, okay.
a little
So
less
that one
concerned because
won't be
that's
affected,
not
so
even
that will be
visible at all
different.
from.
Exactly.
That's right.
And
That's
clearly a replacement
backup,
of,
right.
like almost it was new in the addition, something was put on there.
new addition was built then. Yeah.
Because, yes, it would be awfully inconsistent on the side to have half the windows with 6/6 and then half of them with no grids at all. That would
Right.
look very
Yeah, so what you're
inconsistent.
proposing, ma'am, then that
That,
big window on the far left there that has no grids today would be replaced with a 6/6.
I think
And then the
that's
rest of them
probably
would
appropriate to what was there.
maintain 6/6 as they currently are.
Right.
Yeah, understood.
Any more comments or conversation? No?
I'll move we approve certificate number HDC 034 2017, where all but the two casement windows and the bay picture windows are 6/6, and we approve the gutters as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, Madam Secretary, we have a motion to approve from Ms. McSini, a second by Ms. Lubinecki.
Ms. McSweeney?
Yes.
Ms. Lubinecki?
Yes?
Council President Les?
Yes.
Mr. Di Lorenzo?
Yes.
Mr. Dyer?
Yes.
Chairman Hayes?
Yes.
And the motion carries.
Thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for listening to us.
Thank you.
And
See you around town.
Yeah, welcome to the neighborhood.
Yes.
Thanks. Have a great day, guys.
You too.
Okay, agenda item number 4, excuse me, HDC 036-2017 for 509C Main Street, submitted by Eliane Adebiyi. Oh, I was close. Okay, thank you. Requesting approval to install a flatboard sign above the east side door that is 12 inches high by 72 inches wide. I have a facsimile here, provided by the company, the sign company, of the salmon color, actually. So if you all would like to take a look at that a little more closely. And you can go ahead and talk some more about it if you'd like to.
Okay, my name is Eliane Adebiyi. Thank you for having me here tonight. I'm a business owner, salon owner, and I've been on Main Street since 2009. I have moved quite a bit. At first, I was at 357, and then I moved to 502 Main Street, the little house that's now the ice cream
yes.
place.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that was in 2010. So I came here before you guys in 2010 when you guys approved for an awning, beautiful awning, to enhance our Main Street, of course. So I have since moved since 2014 across the street. I'm located above the shoe repair. Tonight I am coming before you guys because I'm no longer going to do an awning. The reason why I'm not doing an awning because my neighbor, the Footage Society, they have a sign that's up, and I thought that the awning would not go along on the building that we share together. So I wanted us to have some type of two signs that kind of go together as far as like what they look like, so that we can be kind of like a unit. Unfortunately, I couldn't go for that color that they have because my business is branded with that salmon color that you guys see, and that's why I am here before you tonight, hoping that you guys can approve my sign.
Yeah, actually, the color, for me, is a good differentiation that makes me realize there are two places of business there. So one like the same color might be a little homogeneous.
True.
Good choice. So.
If this is the color you want, I'm not objecting, but I would suggest that if you can lighten your shade a little bit, your red on black contrast, which is basically what this is sometimes difficult for people to see from a distance. And my only thought, and this is just a design suggestion for you, the same color wheel, but a little bit more transparent, so it gets a little less dark and a little less close to the red. You might get a little more contrast, so people will see it more from the street. But if that's the color you want, I'm not objecting to it. This is just a design question. I am a little concerned about the size of the, I guess that's your Facebook light and the Instagram.
Yeah.
Seem a little bit large and kind of stand out a little bit too much. Would you be amenable to?
I can modify that. Yeah.
I too had a question about that because, in the guidelines, it says logos are not supposed to be more than, I should have marked it. I'm sorry. Secondary message no larger than 5 inches. Logo, symbol, slogans may be no larger than 3 inches.
The logos have been changed.
Okay.
I think an ordinance was put into place that we have no say over the size of the logo.
Oh, okay.
I'll scan that information tomorrow to all of you because I think we had mentioned this once before.
We had mentioned it before, and I didn't know it had changed. And to me, that also to me, It's more like Visa, MasterCard, American Express, you know.
I was actually trying to make it a little discreet, and I'm not sure if, I guess I wasn't able to picture it as big as you are picturing it, but I just wanted just a little of that sign there because I was thinking that since this is kind of like the new millennium, and then you have these these Instagram, and I think that would be just so cute to have it there on the bottom of the sign. I could make it small, as small as you guys are willing to allow me to make it small.
It's more like an aesthetic, that it kind of, it actually, I think it actually detracts from your basic personal, and it's just a personal thing. An optional question for her and someone who's a little more up on the door sign. Could she put those two on the door?
Do you know?
I don't.
Would it be a problem taking up too much real estate on the
Yeah, well,
door?
we would just need to do the calculations, make sure, see how much window size she has available.
But you haven't put. I mean, you have the other small one going in there, but it doesn't look like you have a vast amount. And so if
Actually, I can remove those two logos. They're not as important as my business.
Okay.
So at this time, I can really remove it if it was going to be a hindrance.
And maybe look into whether she can put it on the door, if you want to put them out. I understand wanting to get the fact that you can do the Facebook and the Instagram
Yes.
there. I'm just, perhaps a different spot might work.
Yeah, actually, the door is a good suggestion, I think, because as people are coming in, they would see it right on the door there.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll see it when they walk past, too. I mean,
True.
they're pretty recognizable, so. Where's that? Right? Okay. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve certificate number HDC 0272017 for the flatboard sign and window graphic with the removal of the Facebook and the Instagram sign, or to possibly go on approved to go on the door if it fits within the real estate available.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll second that.
Madam Secretary, we have a motion to approve from Ms. Lubinecki and a second by Ms. McSeany.
Ms. Lubinecki?
Yes?
Ms. McSeany?
Yes.
Council President Les?
Yes.
Mr. DiLorenzo?
Yes.
Mr. Dyer?
Yes.
Chairman Hayes?
Yes.
And the motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming before us
Good
again.
luck with the new location.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Agenda item number 5, new business. I'd like to say goodbye to Mr. DiLorenzo for his vast number of years on the Historic District Commission. Mark is leaving us. This will be his last meeting, and thank you very much for serving.
Could we do an official resolution thanking him for his service? So it gets in the record?
I'm sorry?
If we did a resolution, that would get in the official record then, right? A resolution thanking him for his service?
I'm sorry, I can't
If we
hear.
did a resolution thanking Mr. DiLorenzo for his 13 years, was it 13 years of service?
18 years.
Okay.
That's beyond me.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a resolution that we thank Mr. DiLorenzo for his 13 years of service and wish him well in his new career in California.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Okay. Madam Secretary, we have a motion of thanks for Mr. DiLorenzo from Ms. Lubinecki and a second by Ms. McSeany.
Ms. Lubinecki?
Yes?
Ms. McSeany?
Yes.
Council President Les?
Yes.
Mr. DiLorenzo? Mr. Dyer?
Yes.
Chairman Hayes?
Yes.
And that motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, any other new business? Okay. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you very much.
It's a wrap.